First of all, I want to thank everybody or everyone for coming out this morning and support of our football program and our new football coach who we'll get to and save plenty of time for questions. But a special thanks to Cheyenne and her team and Paul and our internal staff for putting the press conference together and in particular for their patience as we went through this process. And I don't want to take anyone's thunder, but I would like, well, it would be an honor if we could hear from our president, Dr. Brad Mortensen.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to say a couple words, and I know you're not here to hear from me, but I do want to thank all those who've helped in this process. You know, athletic directors earn their money when you have coaching changes, and really appreciate Tim and the hard work that he has done in leading us through this search and naming our next head football coach through that process. We had a great search committee team of folks that helped support him. Amongst that group, Dr. Norm Tarbox, our Vice President of Administrative Services, who oversees athletics for Weber State and has done so for a long time, is very dedicated to our athletics program. Jerry Graybill, who I think I saw walk in the room here, served on the search committee along with some other members of our athletics department team. Kayla Walker, our senior women administrator. Joel Bass, our athletic trainer. We had Dr. Craig Oberg, our faculty athletics representative, and Kyle Red, president of the Wildcat Club. Did I get everybody? Anyway, they've done a lot of work the last 2 weeks trying to help us select the next head coach for Weber State football. Appreciate all of their hard efforts. Also want to give a shout out to the entire football coaching staff here at Weber State. They, with the change of the head coach, they did not miss a beat and went ahead and worked on their recruiting and making sure everything else was in place, and just shows the great team and support system that we have here and the foundation to go forward as we name our next head coach. I think we all relish the success that Weber State football has had the last 9 years and look to climb even greater peaks and see that success continue and reach new heights. And I'm very excited for the prospect of our new head coach to lead us in that direction. And it provides great support for the student athletes in our football program, which are always our priority, to help have them be successful on the field and off the field and preparing for the rest of their lives. But we know how much it means to our entire Weber State community. Thanks to all of you who support our athletics programs, who came out today and who always show up and are there in person when we need help financially and in every way to make our program successful. We couldn't do it without all of you. So with that, I'll turn it back to our athletic director to introduce our new head coach.
Well, I won't take too much time, but I will like to echo a little bit of what President Mortensen said. I'd like to make sure that I thank Jeff Schemmel and College Sports Solution. That was a national search firm that we brought on a couple weeks ago, well, about 10 days ago, to help us with the search. And we felt like we turned over every rock possible, and we certainly had some priorities in mind when we were looking for the next head coach. And as Dr. Mortensen mentioned, we've had a lot of success here over the last 7 or 8 years, and we wanted to continue in that direction. You know, we wanted to take steps forward from there. And you know, a key piece of that has been our staff, has been the staff that Jay Hill put together, and being able to maintain that continuity was certainly a priority. It wasn't the only priority that we had as we went through the search. We had a lot of tremendous candidates. I have to make sure that I thank everyone who applied for the position, and those individuals who that we were able to interview in particular. They all did an outstanding job, and it was a difficult decision. But in the end, I think to really just maintain and just stay on course as to where or the direction we have been going, we felt like the best candidate for the position is our 12th head football coach here at Weber State, Coach Mickey Menzel. And his time here over the past year was certainly gave us a view or a peek into what he was all about and how he was able to lead our, the football team, the young men on the football team, his connection with the staff that's in place now. And we couldn't be more excited about I couldn't be more excited about introducing Coach Mickey Menzel. Come on up, Coach. So, with that, I'm going to allow you to ask him the questions. Coach?
Well, first and foremost, obviously appreciate the opportunity to carry on a great legacy that Coach Hill and the rest of the staff built here. Want to thank, obviously, Brad and Tim and the search committee for everything they've done, the community, the boosters, the alumni. I appreciate the support, and then obviously, most importantly, my staff here. Without them, they make my job easy. So I appreciate what they've done during this transition, and I'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, Mickey, can you just talk about what the specific opportunity means to you? You're fairly young, so it's a pretty good opportunity, kind of a rising star. So what does that mean to you to be trusted with this kind of a job?
Well, I think it doesn't. I mean, I don't like get carried on with myself. I think it's just a great opportunity to lead a great program with a bunch of guys who I respect and like to go to work with. And I think more importantly, the people that are here in place, the players, are the most important. So to obviously work with tremendous people, I think in this experience is a great honor and a blessing. So.
What have you learned in, I don't know, 10, 11 months? What have you learned about Ogden and Weber State that to you makes this maybe more than an opportunity as a coach, but just what have you learned in your time here that made you want to be at the head?
Well, the support by obviously the fan base and the alumni is second to none. They love their football here. I think I'm bad luck. It snowed more in these past 2 weeks than I think the last 10 years. So I brought a little bit of Cleveland with me. But no, it's a great program. What Coach Hill and, like I said, the staff has done here the last 9 years to put this thing in a perennial national spotlight is a great opportunity to carry on. We're excited to obviously get back to work and obviously compete for championships. And if you can win the Big Sky, you got a shot. So I think I've learned that the Big Sky is second to none in the country in the programs that are in place.
What are the 2 years you spent as a head coach? How, even in a different situation, but how will that translate and help you now as you move into head coach role?
Well, it's not new, right? You don't have to go searching, hey, do I have time to do this? I think when you become the head coach, you got to take a step back and see what time do you have as far as time management. How much do I deal with the other side of the ball? Game operations, all that, it won't be my first time, so I think that's always a plus. But obviously there's challenges to each and every season, but I'll lean heavily on my staff to obviously develop that plan, and I got a great one in place.
How would you, as coordinators are kind of mini head coaches, as it were, but how would you kind of characterize yourself as a head coach and what you're about and what's important to you, your focuses, things like that?
I think it's just reflecting where you're from. I think that's the biggest thing. And growing up in the Midwest and growing up in the state of Ohio, football is king. So I think at the end of the day, if you live in Ogden, you're going to be blue collar, tough, hard nosed, and have a great work ethic. So we want to definitely mimic that on the field. As far as how I am, I'm cool, calm, and collective. You're not going to see much emotion out of me. Just take each and every play and then move on. So I think it's pretty basic with me.
Coach, who will replace you as OC?
I will still be in the OC and the call the plays as well.
I'll build on that. Specifically, what conversations or decisions have been made about the rest of the entire coaching staff?
We're all in place right now, so I feel blessed and fortunate that these guys still want to obviously continue what they started and obviously reach that pinnacle of a national championship and continue to put ourselves in a place to win a Big Sky championship. So, as of right now, everybody is still retained and everybody's still coming back.
So you still have an opening. Are you, I'm just guessing, are you going to hire like a quarterback's coach to take that off your plate, or what's the plan there?
It's something I'm going to talk with the rest of the staff about and see what are the best options for the program this upcoming year. But like I said, I'm going to lean heavy on them. This is a collective group. It's just not one person. It's a program. And I love to have multiple opinions on things, and I just got to make the decision now as the head guy. But those guys are just as important as I am.
With the group of players that you've got in the season you just went through, what are you feeling going into the long, you got the winter and the spring and all that? What are you feeling for 2023? What are your hopes, your ambitions?
Standard hasn't changed. I mean, Coach Hill set the standard. Now it's our job to succeed and raise the standard each and every year. I love the group we got coming back. We had a Zoom meeting yesterday. They're fired up. I'm fired up, and the rest of the staff is. So a lot of big things coming in 2023, and can't wait to get to work with these young men.
I'll ask one more, sorry. How was it kind of unique, I guess, to wake up as head coach of a program on the first day of signing period?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that's kind of exciting, I guess. How cool is that to start seeing those letters come in and know some of those players that have gained your trust and you gain their trust, and have them finalize those commitments?
Yeah. It's surreal. I mean, anytime you can have a signing day and a press conference, and more importantly, all the grades came out today, so we know how we did academically, which we did very well, which I'm very, very pleased with. But anytime you get a commitment, it's your staff, it's you, it's everybody that helped the process in getting that young man to commit to Weber. So we're really, really excited with the guys that we brought in today and the guys that we will keep recruiting and hopefully bring in by February.
Coach, with losing your starting and your backup quarterback to the portals, what are the plans for this year in replacing that?
We've been evaluating, obviously, transfers, freshmen, this past 2 weeks. We're going to get together and sit down as a staff and headline the guys we want to go after here, and then hopefully try to close on them here in the next week or so when the portal kids are allowed to take an official visit in January. But if it's a freshman, we'll keep recruiting and hopefully sign them by February. Once again, I appreciate all your support and can't wait to obviously kick it off in this fall. But thank you again, y'all.
All right, well, that concludes this morning's press conference. Thanks for coming out. Thanks, and like President Morrison said, thanks for all your support. A lot of faces out there that I see at every athletic event here at Weber State. Come, low water, high water, wins, losses, doesn't matter. And I can't tell you how much I can personally appreciate that. And I would leave with this, that without the success of this program over the last few years, Mickey Mental wouldn't be here right now. And so we're fortunate. We're fortunate to have him. So thank you and have a blessed day.